Hello and welcome into the SorareData Game Week 448 preview. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Joined today by Harry Trades to get us through a game week that could be real messy here. And I invited Harry on today because I woke up. I didn't wake up to the message. The first Discord message I saw this morning was basically like, should I buy a card for this or should I play this? And I was like, man, so many people are going to be saying that this week or today for tomorrow's game week. And so Harry and I should talk about it. So Harry, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me, mate. Yeah, absolute pleasure.
So the game week itself has everything. And when I even looked just to write the preview to the video, I was like, oh yeah, Copa Libertadores is fun. Oh, that's right. CONCACAF Champions League starting up. And then it's like, oh, we got Mexico. What did I say? Argentina, Colombia, Scotland, and Germany. So rare at its finest.
It's a weird mix, isn't it?
It's really, really random. Yeah, we'll get to it all. Thanks everyone for coming. Looks like Graham was first in. Tuggy and the Sora Mamba said last chance saloon for those Super Cap 220 chances, which, full disclosure, I have been really trying in Cap 220 rare and had no idea that this midweek was the last one. So we'll see. Ricky says the Vancouver stack is ready. That is CONCACAF Champions League. We'll get into that. Sean Thorpe, let's have it. Zach Hemmings is paid for my lunch. I don't even know who Zach Hemmings is. Is that a goalie?
He's a Scottish under-23 keeper, yeah.
Keeper, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Mohammed, hello. We got a whole bunch. Oh, Quinny is here. Oh, I'm just tuning in to marvel at the size of Laird's rivals' ticket count. Some feat if ticket stacking going on there. What am I up to now? I even played this weekend.
What are you up to? I think I'll be up there, but I think you'll have maybe a little bit more than me. I didn't play once this weekend. I can't lie.
Wow.
Yeah, I was. What was I even busy? No, I wasn't even busy.
I set a lineup for the River Plate game, and I have like some very good River Plate cards. But when I did the lineup, it was totally dependent on Facundo Colidio starting because I was like, my cards do not fit if I don't play him. So I just put him in and I was like, I'll check the lineups later. The lineups came out. I saw he was in and I was like, awesome. And I forgot to join the arena. And I scored 533 points.
Jesus Christ.
And didn't go in the arena. So that's partially the reason why I still have 59 arena tickets sitting to be used. That's
good going. That is, that's a lot. I'm at a mere 48. Yeah, it's probably too many. Okay. So did you play beyond that? Because you said
I played the Atlas Santos game. I won that one.
Okay.
And there were a few others that I played this weekend because I'm part of the. I keep forgetting what this competition is, but people are supposed to beat me, and they're doing quite well, I think, because I'm just not that good at rivals.
Yeah, it's a different art form, isn't it? To say the least.
It's an art form that I want. Like, I feel like I would be better if I took the time, but I just don't want to take the time.
We're not incentivized to take the time, shall we? Just put it that way. Maybe.
Sure. I'll give
it might
that.
change, but yeah.
Give me a star rare for playing once, and then I'll. Anyway, Quinny, what's up? Mike Baston, back to my natural habitat here. Rosebell, Ian, St. Johnstone stack ready for the midweek easy win. All right. Oh, Genesis is here.
Genesis, okay.
Let's go. And Alex Coombs, I
would say.
Coombs, all right. Like Sven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's dive in.
Come on,
what do we got here? All right. Rangers, Celtic, Nigeria, Kilmarnock, and Aucas. Who had that as their top 5 for this game week?
You'd be there all year when you trying to predict that.
In fairness, these are not actually the top 5. They're the top 5 that we have here, but I believe we're missing CONCACAF Champions League odds as well as some from Colombia. Well, Colombia always gives us a little bit of a problem. I think sometimes, although today's Monday, I was saying sometimes we don't have like the previous games haven't been played yet. We have that problem with Wednesday stuff for like weekend matches. We had that for Argentina last week. Like the midweek matches hadn't played yet, but they don't have odds for the weekend because they don't want to expose themselves there. But like, so we do have CONCACAF Champions League. We'll see here. Ricky says Celtics should be top because Hibs are awful. Rangers coming in.
Celtic are much better right now. Sorry to. I mean, if we're being completely honest with things, but yeah, it's a weird one. Aberdeen just got a new manager in Neil Warnock, ex Cardiff City manager. What a guy. Ex everyone manager, actually. Let's just
literally been everywhere. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's narrow it down a little bit. That'll make it easier for us. No second division Europe, no Asia. And America here, this is the beginning of Copa Libertadores as well as CONCACAF Champions League. I think the lineup situation is going to be really wild this midweek because MLS teams are still in preseason, basically.
Yeah.
Some teams take CONCACAF Champions League very seriously, and some that try to get out as quickly as possible if they don't think they can win it, because it kind of messes up their regular season. We've seen that like year after year of teams like taking the CONCACAF Champions League very seriously and then losing their MLS games early, and it's just too big to catch up. But some other teams are in mid-season, or at least have restarted. Tigres, we saw Tigres away to Vancouver. Tigres played last weekend, and now midweek all the way to Vancouver. It's a pretty significant trip. And so I would just say watch out for, like, try to set your lineups as late as possible. We might not get enough news ahead of time, but we just don't know if, like, Tigres send nobody to Vancouver and they think we'll just blast them in the home fixture next week. So that's my only advice for CONCACAF Champions League. Be careful.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties, right? But like, I think Argentina, I think Isco was telling me a few days ago that, like, from the start of the season, it's like 6 games in a month, something like that. So this is maybe the 3rd or 4th, is it? I don't. Well, obviously we're in a new month now, but over a month's worth of.
Yeah, this would be the 4th for some of the Argentina teams,
right? So like, yeah, so I know like Defensa play this weekend and then they play next midweek as well, which is just nuts. So
Enrique
yeah,
Bologna season.
Bologna season, of course it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a weird one. America, what we saying about prizes? Like, I can't imagine it's very fruitful as far as the prize pool goes. But there could be some sneaky little chances to sneak a little podium or something, because there's not much on, if we're being honest.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot, and a lot of this list is made up of unlicensed teams.
Mm-hmm.
So really, the number of cards that are in play is fairly low. I mean, it's still funny to see, like, there are still 500 limited cards to be won in All-Star. Not necessarily. Do we even have? Surely there's. I mean, 130 in America Limited, and 35 in America Rare, 7 in Rare Plus, and it's just not that many teams that are like fully minted.
Yeah, there's definitely
in
chances.
America. I wonder.
Who do Argentina have this? Because Vancouver won't actually, or will it count? Yeah, technically it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they should count.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But yeah, everything else is just, it's just not a lot of teams.
No, not at all. There'll be the odd player from each, like one of these, like I've just picked up an Idrissi, for example. I didn't even know he existed, but he plays this midweek. Like, there's just loads of little, players from nowhere, basically, where you wouldn't even look at the team twice, but there is some players that have obviously played in Europe and whatever that you could make up a team of if you sort of dig deep enough.
Yeah, this is definitely the research edge week. If you can outwork everyone and figure out who's playing. Mike Basson said lands a little freedom at last, which is, I believe, a Libertadores comment, that we do have some like South American blue X's that all of a sudden these midweeks you're just like, oh, welcome back.
I bought a right back. He's still in my gallery. His name's Raul Caceres, I believe. I don't know who he's playing for right now, but he was a blue X back last year when I bought him for a random midweek, and he's just lived in the gallery since. But yeah, I don't have utility this midweek, sorry, from him, which is quite disappointing. I think he played in That's him. He's moved. Vitoria now he plays for, which is again a team I've never heard of. So,
Brazil, isn't it?
actually, yeah, I think he's third division or maybe second division Brazil now. Where maybe he was Paraguay or something. I don't know, but yeah, he was somewhere. That's a club wherever.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a card somebody should own.
I mean, I think he was the most random 240 L15 pick, I think, at the time that was like stupidly cheap. So, yeah, hopefully he comes back to life somehow.
Oh, Mike is saying Lindsay's at Aucas, which right here, look at this. Top of the table here.
Okay, that feels fun.
This is Ecuador. That's Aucas, I believe.
Yeah, Liga Pro is Ecuador, I believe. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool.
Let's jump over to. Oh wait, your name says Recorte is in Ecuador too now. Great league. I don't even know.
Feels like never heard of him. So, but he still might be amazing. There he is. Yeah. Okay.
Great league. In fairness, he did say great league, not great player. Okay.
Yeah.
As we see the L15 of 16 or whatever that was. All right. So yeah, I would just say these odds will update as we get them. So you can check them. But again, I think just getting as much information on who is actually going to play is probably more important than the odds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got in Challenger? We said SPFL. Is that it? That's it.
I think so, yeah.
Scotland season. Let's go.
It's funny because, even if you do look, it's hard to look beyond the Celtic and Rangers matchups, obviously, but and I don't know too much about Kilmarnock, but I know Livingston are really bad. And then I know Motherwell aren't great, but Ross County are even worse. So there's two semi-good home matchups there for those two. Hearts are a pretty good team, to be fair. I think they play St. Johnson. St. Johnson.
Yeah.
Hearts had a good win on the weekend. I think they beat Motherwell. Can't remember, but they had a really good win, 3-1. Shanklin scored 100. Shock. Yeah. So, but the Rangers won. They had a really good win on the weekend as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Obviously, you'd like to think the Celtic cards are going to dominate just by sheer number and quality of their cards, but I don't know. Depends if they're played there. People might take their chances in All-Star.
It feels like, so I'm glad you brought that up because it feels like there's so many unknowns in the other games that you're almost exposing yourself to more risk isn't the right word, but it basically more risk in playing your Celtic or Rangers cards, if the couple that there are in All-Star, because here, basically what's going to happen.
For sure. Yeah.
And so if you're just up against other Celtic stacks, then, you have that to deal with. But I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be some really wonky results that come out in All-Star. And you're just 5 players with blue X's that just won All-Star Rare Plus or something like that. So, so there's not much. And then Champion Europe, huge one here. Ernestus says, I can't wait to win Champion Europe this midweek with my Berlin stack, even though I have no idea who their starting goalkeeper will be because Rano was ill this weekend. I haven't seen anything about Rano or not. I do know that, yes, he was ill this weekend. And so I have no idea if he'll be back. But you have 50% of the goalies if he starts.
Yeah. Is this going to be one of those? Well, I guess it's not, but those random, we've had them before where Champ Europe wins with I know it happens in 23 a lot, but Champ Europe wins with 2 cards, and it's one guy scored 80, one guy scored 70, and it's 150 points, and that's kind of it. But I guess 2 Bundesliga teams, they're both licensed, so maybe it's not going to be as, I think it happened in maybe the French division once because there was no licenses or something where there was a small supply of cards. But yeah, maybe not this time. This will just be a full-on battle between Mainz and Union Berlin stacks maybe, or a mixture of both.
We've got 12 rare cards available in Champion Europe Rare, as well as $910, 120 to first. I forgot that they so let's see, top 30 win at least $20.
That's pretty good. How many? Can we see the head counts right now, or do you not? I just want to be interesting to see. I think you've got to go on like the main page, isn't it? Just be interesting to see. It could be a sneaky little threshold of some sort in Champ Europe.
Yeah,
in a weird way. Yeah, without having entries. To. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that feels pretty high. But
that seems like there are way too many lineups for the number of goalies there are.
Definitely. And then, how many of them are three 2-man lineups? Maybe, obviously, maybe there's going to be a few fours in there for sure. But if you've got a 5-man, would you be tempted just to throw it in there instead of maybe, let's say it fitted in 240, would you just throw it in Champ Europe instead? If it fitted in both, obviously, I think I would.
The upside is certainly higher. Like even if you get a poor like top reward, like a tier 3 Champion Europe rare.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So you got to finish top 6
cash. I mean, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. It depends. It depends how punchy you think your cards are on at the end of the day. Like, it's going to be a case by case situation. But I don't know. There's definitely a good contemplation in there.
I would make the argument it's just more fun to play Champion Europe than Cap 240.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because like you said, just more upside. You can just do more realistically, and there's less people to fend against. Like,
is it a star up top? Oh, tier 1. Okay,
tier 1. Still be fun though. Still be really fun. I'd hope. Did you notice the prize pools have shrunk?
I haven't noticed. I never look at them.
I don't know. Don't ask me why I was looking at them, but I was looking at them on Friday, and I can't remember what it was for. But I was just having a little gander, and I noticed tier 1, or at least the star pool in under 23, is now like tiny again. Oh. Yeah, it was like Trubin, João Neves. It was like, let's say 15 cards maybe. I don't know. I was just shocked because last time I looked, it was hundreds in there. Felt
yeah. I'll say there's some pretty big names in this tier 1 pool for Champion Europe.
Keepers. I mean, lots of keepers, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But like, I don't know,
Bruno's a tier 1 now.
That's Meccano, Rodrigo, Salah, Doku, Son. I mean,
who's Sorare now? Like, what is going on? See,
this is pretty short though. You're right though. Yeah, these are stars.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love that this Marco Carnesecchi keeps getting snuck in, like nobody's going to notice.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. He's a U23, but come on, guys.
Come on now. Who is that guy? Oh, that must be the other under 23 keeper for Empoli. Yeah, that snuck in as well out of nowhere.
Reste. I don't know.
If I don't know how to pronounce that one, but yeah, he's actually really good, to be fair.
I mean, okay. And these are just all goalkeepers.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think about Quinny's question here? Challenger Rare Plus versus All-Star Rare Plus. I don't know why Quinny would be asking, but
Challenger Rare Plus versus I mean, like what Led said, wasn't it? It's the whole you just running the risk of being beaten by 5 blue X's, basically, which is just going to blindside anyone because it's like I said, these random little European cards that flying around, and it's just hard to really predict, what's going to come into a 5. These massively deep galleries that some people have on this platform, they do go really deep, and there's just things hiding in there that can just be really effective on these midweeks, right? Where you just think, oh no, I'll just be against, the Union Berlin boys or the, the range, half of the Rangers boys. But no, sometimes there is that risk of playing against some serious blue X's, and not even them, just like, those CONCACAF lopsided games that we don't even have odds on. You just have to worry about more, don't you? But there is more upside in theory, right? There's just probably better prizes there, I'd hope, than Challenger. So I don't know. It depends what your risk appetite is, isn't it? At the end of the day.
So We have 27 rare cards in All-Star Rare Plus, and then the top 15 win cash or ETH. Which it's a small midweek, so obviously it's not going to be like huge money.
Yeah.
Challenger, 21 rare cards, so only 6 fewer, but
wow,
only podium cash, of course.
But it's very heavy podium compared to.
Yeah.
I'd be looking at if I had a full Celtic stack, I'm looking in here personally because I just have to worry about less things. As simple as that sounds.
I think so too.
Especially with like you just said, then 6 less cards. Like that don't feel right, really.
And it's really tier 2s. Like they have the same number of stars in tier 1s, and obviously stars and all-star include Jude and Kimmich.
Fair. Okay.
And they don't in fact, I don't even know who
just goalies.
5 goalies, including one who just got hurt, and Veerman.
Yep. And João Neves has popped in there, silver.
Yep.
Luckily, the Benfica cards came out because there would be a serious lack of, outfield playing stars right now. Yeah. Wow, look at that. One Matt O'Reilly left.
I was going to say, it makes no sense to me that there would be like the same, like, there are fewer, like, how are there the same number of Veerman and João Neves cards left?
Yeah, that makes no sense. That's strange.
I really hope they don't reward Bilo. Like they're just setting themselves up for a swap.
Yeah, that's a swap waiting to happen, isn't it?
Alex said he thought O'Reilly would be further up.
Yeah. I mean, his value's probably dropped over the last couple of weeks, maybe just because he's just not been, on it as much as he kind of was week in, week out, as far as SO5 goes. So, yeah, I get it.
Would you rather win O'Reilly or Thiago?
Oh, O'Reilly, surely.
As I say, nobody's picking Thiago.
Yeah.
Unless you have an O'Reilly.
I think he's suspended for the next game as well, Thiago. Or maybe he's like 1 away. Those Belgium accounts just come up on my Twitter all the time. Obviously, you told me about Van Aken, and yeah, I think loads of the Club Brugge boys are like suspended or something.
It's a ton of them. Like it's like 5 or 6 starters are out for the next game.
That's wild.
Yeah, Thiago said, or Alex said Thiago's suspended.
But you wouldn't be able to use him anyway, technically, would you? Because the game week would be shut. As in, you'd get rewarded your card on the Friday night.
True.
And yeah, so.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. Bruges, home against Eupen, perfect time to have everybody hurt, except for us very important Sorare players who need those cards.
Yeah.
Pick scores, I think, are going to be quite funky because we just don't even know who's playing. But we'll see here. Liam Scales, number 1. Do we have Cantwell's at home. Look at all these away players. Gator guy is rolling over in his grave right now. Oh.
Yeah. He doesn't need to play this midweek anyway.
The next best home player other than Cantwell is Ryan Gauld. Just more Gator guy punishment here.
Gator Gold.
Yeah. Did Shanklin have 4 decisives this weekend?
I'm going to say 3, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, he got... what's that? Is that clearance off the line as well?
Yeah, it is. Or a last man tackle. Clearance off the line.
That happened to somebody else this weekend who had like a crazy amount of DAs as a striker as well and had... I'm sure that happened twice this weekend. I don't know how we'd be able to find that. Oh, maybe, yeah, you could just go on hundreds maybe. I'm sure somebody... Watkins, that's it. Cheers, lads. Sam obviously showed us as well, didn't he, in the chat? Yeah. That's weird, though, for like 2 strikers to get sort of like defensive actions or DAs.
Clearances off the line, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the clearance, fair. That's wild, though.
Where is Watkins? There he is.
Still didn't get 100. That's embarrassing. Sorry, but...
I don't think... Did Shanklin? I thought Shanklin was short. Oh, no, he did get 100. I don't know why I thought he was short. Oh,
he was at one point. Like I saw him at like 97. Okay.
Alex, strikers who defend on the line for corners, DAs for days.
Yeah. I remember that was like a legit... I can't remember who it was. I was speaking to somebody, just Sorare related years ago, and like that was like a like I would speak to them about trying to find players who like literally are on the post for corners. I need to try and I'd love to recall who I was speaking to it about, but yeah, that was like a thing.
I was happy with this one. Omari with a clearance off the line and a last man tackle.
That's wild. You rarely see that combination.
Right?
Like, I've never seen that personally. Genuinely, it's obviously happened, but Jesus.
Yeah, it's a nice one. And I noticed earlier, there he is. Kevin Van Veen is back.
Back, baby.
Do we get a start this week? I think he came off the bench this past weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Nice 4-minute yellow card.
Against his old club as well. That's actually so ironic, by the way.
Was that a big chance missed? Negative AA in 4 minutes. Oh, he didn't. Just giving the ball. Losing duels.
Just being overly aggressive against his old club.
Right. And then the dangerous foul to get the yellow card.
Yeah.
Keeping the L15 low.
True.
Can't hate that.
That does help because his is very high, isn't it, from his time at Motherwell?
Yeah, you needed that. That's not going down anytime soon.
That's insane. That's actually wild. Jesus Christ.
It's so many goals to have such a lack of, I guess, 280s basically.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Genuinely. There's like multiple braces in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It is wild. Is he gonna replicate that? Who knows? I mean, who's he playing for? Kilmarnock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a weird one. Tapping merchant. It's fair.
The chat's still going on about striker clearances off the line. Yorning said for some strikers it makes sense. They get 1 to 3 per season. And said Kane was great for Mourinho's Tottenham. Mike said he's currently doing that with Pedro Chiravella. Is it Chiravella or Vela?
I would say Chiravella, but I'm not an expert. He was just at Liverpool. That's the only reason I know his name. That's funny though, Mike, that you're doing that now. That's class.
Sneaky. I told you. It's all about the edge. So yeah, I think nobody's like jumping out. There's Blair Spittle that somebody, who was it? Oh, Tuggy keeps throwing at me. How you feel about your Owen Beck?
He had a good game on the weekend, despite conceding 3 against Hearts. I think he got like 26 AA or something, which is obviously quite nice. Yeah, I mean, he's come back. He's got an assist. He's got 28 AA. I know there's an minus 18 within that decisive from that first game. But yeah, I can't complain, can I? I mean, I lost him. I thought I was dead and buried for 6 months, maybe even longer. You just don't know. And then, yeah, a miracle happens and he's back at Dundee.
Almost 27 AA when you lose 12 points for goals conceded is wild.
It is a bit crazy, isn't it? It is a bit nuts. It's just the attacking output, man. Like the fact he's on sets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone missed a big chance for them as well. So, yeah, tough game against Hearts, mind. But yeah, very happy to have him back. Very, very happy.
I don't think Harry really wants to talk about this, but we're going to because he's trying to get his sneaky midweek podiums here. But we have 3 midweek U23 goalies, 2 in Scotland and 1 in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever would have said that.
No, yeah, it's a weird one. It's just unfortunate that both goalkeepers have home. Well, all goalkeepers, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yaya Fofana is at home as well, technically, right? Ivory
You're
Coast.
right. You're right.
So, like, yeah, all 3 are at home. Obviously, Will Dennis playing, worst team in the league, Livingston. I mean, St. Mirren Dundee probably has goals in it. But yeah, if you got Will Dennis's in your lineups, then especially in under 23, there's definitely a massive edge to have. Because, yeah, there's not like that much to pick from, even from the outfield. There's like, there's obviously the Celtic boys. You've got Beck up there. Outside of that, it gets a bit dodgy, really.
It's a whole lot of who is that guy?
like really dodgy. I'm even contemplating putting out maybe a a 4-man, like an under 23 rare pro, or like just an under 23 rare. Maybe if I've got a loaded like Aberdeen cards that probably don't start. Maybe I might as well just throw them out there if they're not going elsewhere. Yeah, like really bleak actually.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of O'Reilly, like there's no stars. Okay, you could argue maybe Owen Beck, tier 1, whatever. But like outside of those two, I'm not looking at anyone that I'm like, wow, okay.
So pick scores are dependent on, it's like a relative grade. So the more players that are in here, you tend not to get these middling level guys with good grades because it's like, oh, there are better players. But when it's so light, like I bet Will Dennis has not been a AA all season.
Probably not. It does help that obviously, they're playing the worst team. But yeah, you're right. They probably haven't had a AA, or he's never had a AA all season. It's really weird, honestly. It's a really small game week.
Like Mickey Fuzidiver Caicedo, obviously a wow. Diver Caicedo is one of the first limited cards I ever bought because I thought he would be like a sneaky U23 forward. And I was like, he's just as good as Mbappe. He's not. But
who did he play for? Was it Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is in the Vancouver shirt.
Oh, there he is, yeah. Yeah, good AA. Assists.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really fault that. Really good.
I wonder if he's on set pieces. Because he was for a little bit. Oh, he's not. No. Oh, this is Yimi Chara's team. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they played last night. This was last night, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I was because obviously they play this midweek as well. And I was just looking at Chara came up on the pick scores, throughout the week, and I saw that he came back and scored. Maybe didn't he on his second game or first game or whatever it is? So
Caicedo?
What's his name? Chara, sorry.
Oh, yes. I think it was off the bench.
Oh, wow.
I could be wrong about that.
Yimi Chara.
Oh, no, he did start. Excuse me. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, his first game, he came off the bench.
Too. Wow. Fair play.
21 AA, yeah. For anyone looking for Yimi Chara cards, don't ignore that he has forward cards as well. He's classified as a mid. Let's see, are the forward scores any better? Slightly. Ever so slightly.
Yeah. Is he on sets? No.
Yeah. He was on a couple, I think I just saw. Last 5-3.
Okay.
We really got to add a game by game set piece thing here.
Yeah.
We'll get there. And then let's check out. Surely there are going to be some Cap 240 guys that we don't know are really great until they play, because you'll be like, oh, I could have played that guy after he gets like a 75 in his Copa Libertadores game where he had an L15 of 12. But Kyogo here at the top, Kyogo is going to be there for forever. Like the matchup will always be great. And with one goal, he'll just smash the L15.
I watched the game on the weekend, to be honest. He actually looked quite sharp. I was kind of impressed with him, even though he didn't really do anything in that set. Like, he is a good player. I just don't know what's happening. Like, he's just lost his way in front of goal. Service is a mixture of things, but he is sharp. Like, he is really sharp. But yeah, I've got Willy Boley, who's at, I think, L15 of 25, I believe. And there's loads of, so like Kosanu is suspended, Aurier is not playing for whatever reason. So I think he should, 28, yeah. That's a bit funky sometimes, led as well. I know we spoke about this, but like that L15 isn't actually 28. I know there's like maybe a delay or something. I found it on multiple players this morning. Let's have a look, because when I had him in my lineup build, I'm pretty sure he came in at 25, but I could be very wrong. Let's have a look.
That's weird.
No, you're right. Sorry, he is 28. That's my bad. But I did have a look at a few players this morning, and like on that matchup thing, it'd be like, say, L15 costs 55. Like, yeah, but then where like the cost toggler is, if that makes sense. So I wanted anyone below 53, and it would show me in the L15 that there was like 55s in there. So see, yeah, maybe not Fuentes. He's 54, which is obviously a roundup. But there was one that was like 55, and I was like, I can't
So
use him, obviously, but I could if I went on Sorare, Yeah, that was it. DeSantos, maybe. How would
yeah,
that work?
so this is because they've played a match since the last game week.
Got you.
And
Sorry.
so we have a toggle where you can, like, if it's the true, like his cost will be 55 next game week.
Right. Now that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's why it's important to look at the cost if you're doing like cat mode stuff as opposed to L15, because if they play, the L15 will be different than the cost if you have it set up to use
Clever.
the current L15s.
That makes sense. That
I
fully
think it's, let's see where it is here. Yeah, so you can select here to show the L15 that's so rare show, which is 1 week delayed, or you can show the one that's updated after every game, and so that's
got you.
why it'll be different.
Yeah.
So you
That's
can
clever.
use the L15s if you don't have this selected. You can use the L15s to basically like plan for the next game week because that will be their cost the following game week.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Golden Goal said Amiri has a cap of 35 after his move to Mainz. He looked great in his first game, should start again. He did. Amiri is one of those cards that all the OGs have because he used to be great and they just all held on to their cards. And yeah, now he's smashing, and now all the OGs have their like 2018 Amiris at level 20. And yeah, apparently he looks great.
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he, back in the day? Like Leverkusen and Amiri.
Right.
Really good. But yeah, 35 feels nice and low. Should definitely outscore that.
Wasn't even that good.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I thought he was better than that. Maybe it was just like a Jesus, that's wild.
It must have been this time, and they all convinced that he was great, and there was no other like really great U23s on the platform.
And then, would you believe that he almost never outscored? Well, he didn't outscore that 91 ever
Again.
That's actually nuts, isn't it? And when would have that been? Game week 101 something. So that's what, three years ago?
124, which is
4.
December 2020.
Okay. So
I
yeah,
hadn't even
3.
submitted a lineup in Sorare yet.
Neither had I. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Man,
wild.
he's smashing. He smashed back then. And then, but yeah, 38 AA this weekend.
That feels good with those AA scores. Wow. Sorry, I
3
thought you meant
big
his
chances
cap. Yes.
created. My God.
What? Is he on sets? He has to be.
Yes.
That's why the OGs are buzzing off.
Oh, they are absolutely buzzing for that. Yeah.
I knew there was like another reason. Like, wow.
Yeah. So that can't be right. 10 corners just in this game.
That feels like a lot, but it's possible. Like teams do have that many corners.
Let me see if I can pull this up here.
Let's hope they go down, your name says.
That's what I think. And so that's the other thing. Everybody hopes that they go down. He took 10 corners this weekend.
Wow. That's nuts, actually. Both sides.
8 accurate crosses of 13 is nuts.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous hit rate, isn't it? Jesus. I saw this weekend, I mean, yeah, Sam told us, going off topic, but Mystic, however we're going to pronounce his name, he had like 17 penalty area entries, I believe. I don't know whether does he take sets?
Yeah, I thought he took some.
Because that would be wild to not have like one attempted assist.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like 17. Oh, he did in the end. Sorry. At one point, I didn't see any of them, to be fair. Okay. Still not a great hit rate, though, is it? If not saying that every one of those were a corner, obviously, because they could have just been passes into the box, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he takes them.
Yeah, he's firmly on them. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Quinny said he sold his Amiri after that 91, which is smart.
Love that. Yeah.
Quinny's not this type of Sorare manager, but there are so many Sorare managers who would be in this situation where they sold a super after that 91. And then like today, they wake up and they see that he's 73 and has a monopoly. And they're like, I can't believe I sold that card 3 years ago. Stupid.
For
Should have just
25
held on.
Yeah, it always. I don't know what the term is for that. Is it FOMO? Oh, there's got to be something deeper than that.
Yeah, it's more like regret, but there's like
like a
seller's remorse. I don't know what it is, but it's absurd if you're questioning it at all.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh,
here we go. So yeah, plenty of cap options this weekend, or this midweek, excuse me. That close to an SPFL joke, but didn't do it. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny who is here. Congrats on that Amiri sale 3 years ago as well. Yeah, I would say just do a lot of research this week if you really are going for it and you're not playing the Scotland cards. Figure out who's starting and you'll get there. So anyway, thank you everyone and good luck.